I'm going to talk about how spontaneity and being childlike is something that's so valuable for me in my own life, and how it's continued to carry over for me as I grow. I find that being spontaneous and childlike is something that we lose as we grow older, because we feel like we're so ingrained in the tasks, our day-to-day lives, or we think that as we grow older, we just can't be that child or be spontaneous like we used to be. But I find for me, losing that sense of me is not beneficial for me. Because I find that when I continue to be spontaneous, childlike, creative, express myself in that way, I'm able to live my fullest self. And I was able to showcase that when I decided to write my first book back in 2019. It was a spontaneous thing because I just decided to do it off the inspiration or the idea of wanting to do that. I've always had the I've always really enjoyed writing, sharing stories, and even drawing. I loved art in general. So just the aspect of writing a book was so amazing for me because I already enjoyed doing it as a kid and growing up. So just going through that process didn't feel like work to me. It felt like enjoyment and fun. I loved learning about how to write a book, the process of writing a book, how to make the cover of the book, how to make the chapters of the book, how to find someone to edit my book, how to write my stories in a certain way, how to express myself in a certain way. And I just found it so cool to just find different ways to express myself through writing a book. Because I actually wrote my book not from beginning to end, but I wrote it in a way so that people could just read it and go to a certain chapter and they could just learn from that chapter if they want to, or they can learn from multiple chapters. I made it so that it made it easy to read and digestible as well. And I kind of made it in a creative way that would align with how I would want it to be if I was reading a book of that sense. So I was able to really express myself and showcase my creative aspect through writing the book. And I found it to be valuable, not only for myself, but I was able to find value or share value to other people. I initially wrote the book so that it could provide some insight to maybe one person out there or help a few people maybe over time. And that would be great for me. But if it could help more people, that would also be great as well. But I initially wrote the book because I enjoyed writing and I wanted to do it. I think that's something that I want to use as a lesson to anyone else who finds themselves not expressing themselves creatively or not being as spontaneous or not being as childlike or losing that in a sense, because we can always go back to that at any point of our life. Because I just decided one day I wanted to write and I decided to do it. We always think that we don't have time to do it, and I told myself that for a while too, like, oh, maybe I'll write the book when I'm older, or I'll do it when I have more time. But that time sometimes never comes, and we live in regret that we never did the thing we wanted to do, or we weren't spontaneous and acted in accordance to our inspiration or our thoughts or what we really wanted to do. I also decided to be spontaneous and just travel on my own 2 years ago because I really wanted to do that, explore cultures and learn about myself and all these different things. I wanted to live in a hostel to experience how that was like, because I've heard so many stories of people who've done that. I've seen people do that, and I wanted to see how that was like for myself. I wanted to travel not only to Croatia, but I wanted to navigate through the country, learn to take the bus and go to a different place. I went to Dubrovnik on my own, and also a different country close by, Montenegro. So just navigating and understanding that was really cool. And also just traveling alongside the people I met, meeting new people, and then traveling with them was really cool. So just this aspect of being spontaneous is so important, I feel like, for me in my life. And I'm sure there's someone out there who finds that they find being spontaneous so important for them as well. And I'm hoping it can help you to get back into that. Or if you're already spontaneous, continue to do that. Because I think it's so important, as I share for myself, because I'm more happier when I do act in accordance to being spontaneous, creative, being more childlike, all these different things. Sometimes I'll just want ice cream because I want ice cream, and I'll just go get ice cream. Or maybe I'll go play with the dog. I really like dogs, so I'll go play with the dog, and I'll enjoy that. Or I like kids shows. I still like watching kids shows, so I'll find myself watching those, or kids movies, or whatever it may be. I think just continuing to live in accordance to that is really great, and not losing that as you grow older is definitely something that's important. For me, it definitely is. I hope this video can provide some benefits, some positive impacts to you in any way, listening to the experiences and stories that I may have shared today. And feel free to share your comments as well. Share your stories of being spontaneous, your stories of exploring the world, your stories of doing something that you may thought of not doing, or something you may want to do in the future, because I'm sure someone can find value in that. So feel free to like and subscribe the video as well, and hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks.